Hello, today I've got the Country Lock box die set to share with you from Tonic Studios, and this is a 37 piece die set. There are lots of lovely things in there, and I'm going to have a little quick look through all of the dies first of all, and then we'll just start making the little box. There are some really beautiful samples on the front of the packaging just to get you started, but when you open this up you'll see that there are actually full instructions inside, and that's really handy. So you can see right up at the top there it's going to tell you how many pieces that you'll need to cut out for each of it. So you'll need 2 of the inner tray and 1 of the outer wrap to get you started. So this is the outer wrap, this long outside piece, and then this is the inner tray. So the outer wrap and the inner tray. I'm sure by now you expect me to give you a few ideas of what you could do with these dies as well as this little box, and I'm sure I'll be able to do that. I can see this would fold up and make a lovely little gift tag. All these little debossed score lines in there because the outside edge is the only cutting one and these are little debossed ones, so that would be lovely. Beautiful little panels here that you could add on to cards, and then this looks like a lovely little sort of chain effect here, and we've got all sorts of other lovely little things here, and I really love this little lock detail with the heart shape. I love anything in the shape of hearts, as you probably already know, but those are really beautiful, and they've got little debossing marks on them there, which mean they would be, this one and this one would be really beautiful on mirror card. This looks like this one would fit on top of this one because this is thicker, so they probably layer up a little bit. And then little strips and little edging ones here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out some lovely card, and I'll be right back and we'll start just seeing what we can do with it. But don't forget, while I'm away getting some card, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and then if you are enjoying it as you go further through, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and I really would love it if you'd leave me a little comment and let me know how you find it. And I'll be right back. In between my last clip and this, I've gone ahead and made a little box, and do you know what, it's actually a lot easier and quicker to put together than I even expected. It's really beautiful, but really easy. So it's got a beautiful little magnetic closure on here, and the 2 little padlocks do layer up as I thought, and the little magnet is in between. You can just see the little silver bit peeping through the keyhole there. So you can take that off, and there's a beautiful little box decorated at the sides, and then you can open it up, and I've already put some wood shavings or whatever that is in there because I just thought that was the kind of thing that suited it, and I had some little Easter eggs and things in it, but well, guess where they went. So anyhow, I've decorated the sides of this up as well. So this little box is actually only attached on here, but as I was looking at that I thought you could, just to have a different shaped box, you don't need to decorate these sides, and you could glue this on here and just have this coming up and over, or you could even have both of the sides glued if you only want the top to open. So there are different combinations of the way you could use that as well. And then this beautiful little piece which folds up over the top of it, and the little magnet closes in and holds it all together. So we've got that, and I've cut some out in ivory card, and I've cut it out and I've added some pistachio green onto the top there with just the plain little die. So I've cut this one once, and then I've cut these 2 panels. So the inner box panel then has been cut twice, and I wanted to decorate both of these before I put them together. I reckon that this one would look even more beautiful if this was maybe cut out of mirror card, where you could see those little leaves a little better, but they have a beautiful subtle effect there on the pistachio green card as well. And I have cut out 1 for each of here and here. I'll go ahead and glue those on and attach that together. I want to glue those first, and then on here, as I said with this other little box, you can see you only need to decorate, I'll tip that up and see, you only need to decorate this one and this one and this one, and we'll leave this one out because that is the base. And on this one then I've taken, isn't that really beautiful? Now actually I just should show you this as well. I have cut that out, and there's a debossing element in the die, so it gives you this beautiful wood effect there, and that's some embellishment mousse put over that just with my finger to show you what that would look like as well. But there it is in the green, and I've used the same one in brown there as well, and it's really gorgeous. So this little panel is actually a verso panel it only cuts out these centre pieces. It will cut out the holes in the centre of it here, but it doesn't cut out the outside edge, and that's really, really lovely as well. There's a different project I'll show you with that one, but you have to use the outside edge to actually get a piece of card which comes out and you can glue on. So you can see there, this has the stitched edging around it, and there are a couple of different dies you can use instead of this one, but I thought that looked really, really lovely. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that on there, and there, and there. All those pieces together now, and then I took these 3 dies as well. So I've cut this out in ivory twice, there, and then I've used both of these dies together with the pistachio green, and that gave me that little element to go on top there as well, and that's for the curved bit on the lid here to hold that in place, but we'll come back to that in a moment or two. I'm going to glue this together first of all, and we just want to hide those little glue tabs so you don't see them when you open your little box, and you would just glue that on there. And as I said, this couldn't be easier. It's really, really simple. Now when you put that on there, just give it a little burnish down with your bone folder, and that will hold that in place. And then on this one again, you'll just do the same thing and fold it in underneath this time, and under there, and that means you can set that one in on top of there and you're not going to see any of those glue tabs. And now you can go ahead, and the one with the glue tab in underneath, then just pop in there and make sure you've got these in facing inwards and have glue on those, and then that's that little compartment made. Now before I add this into the bottom of that, it just makes it a little bit simpler if I go ahead and add these little pieces on here. So all you need to do is fold those little glue tabs back, and this is actually the only part of the putting together of this that takes just a second or two more than the rest of it, but it is so easy. All you need to do is create a little curve in this part, and I just do that because it's so small you don't even need to use a bone folder or anything. Just kind of mould it with your hand, and then this part then with the glue tabs facing upwards will fit in here, and you want to just hold that together while all of the glue takes and grabs onto that, and then repeat that on the other side. And then you can go ahead then and just glue this by the base onto this panel, and that's more or less it finished. Everything else after that is decorative. If you were watching that more carefully than I was, you'll realise that I actually put the panel on the bottom instead of the back there. So I've got it right on this one, but I was actually looking around the desk instead of watching what I was doing and just put it on the wrong one. So it's no big deal. I can go ahead and add another one on here. It just means that I've got a little wooden panel on the bottom of the box as well. And there we are. I'm going to make the little closure for around the box again this time. So I've taken this die and I've cut it out twice in silver, and then I have used the two together to give me this shape. That actually cuts out on its own, but whenever you use the two together you can have a little oval here that you can use for something else. It would make a nice little frame for something, so I did that and kept that. And now I'm going to glue this one on here, and that covers up that keyhole. I think on the last one I actually left the little magnet visible, but on this one I'm just going to cover it up. So I'm gluing that on there, and then I'm going to take one of my little mini magnets, the small size, and glue it into the back of this and cover it up. There it is, and I'll put some glue on there. And then I'm going to glue this other piece directly over the top of that it covers it all up and keeps it nice and tidy. And there we are. I'm going to put a couple of pegs in that just to keep it while I'm working on the next bit, because the mirror card tends to want to spring open a little bit, and if I just pop those on there, I do use pegs a lot, don't I, but they're really, really handy. Whoops. They save you needing a few extra hands and some extra help. And you can move on to something else and just leave that like that. So I'm going to set it over there, and then I'll go ahead with this piece. So what you want to do is cut out 2 lengths of whichever one you're going to use for the back of this, and you'll join the 2 of them together just by gluing that little glue tab just there, and then you'll have one of these little pieces cut out, and you can see there are 2 little score lines there, one right beside the other, and that's just to accommodate the depth of this. And you'll fold those over, and then you can pop this over there, and that holds this together and also covers it all up and makes it look like part of it. So we'll just add glue onto that, and that's that piece ready. On there, fold it over and just glue it in behind. Okay, now you need to cut this. So this is from the little die that has the 3 on it, like that, and you'll cut that out and then fold these over, and what you want to do is pop a little magnet into the middle of that. I should actually use this and show you. There is double-sided adhesive in here along with those magnets, and you can just pop that onto the magnet there and take the backing paper off. Well, if you've got tweezers, of course this is wanting to stick to the tweezers, but anyhow, I'll pop it in there. And then glue these over the top to cover that up. So then you can fold this around, and you'll want the closure just about there, somewhere around about the front and in the middle, and I want to put my little lock on here, and it's already attached itself by the magnet on there. So all I've done is pinched these little places at the corner there, and then I'm going to just remove that one for a moment and glue this directly on top of this one, just right there. And when the glue's dried in that, you'll be able to see which way around this magnet has to go. If you just hold it up to it, and obviously it's not going to go this way, it will just attach itself like that. And that's the way then that you want to attach that, by the back of that, holding it the same way, and attach that onto this part. And there it is. Now I've cut out a few little flowers and some ivy and bits and pieces, and I'm going to decorate this one. And I've just noticed that you could actually slide this off and on sideways or whatever way you want it, but I'm just going to put the little flowers on over at the side here, and I thought that would be really, really nice as a little decorative detail. But this could be a little gift for a man as well, and you wouldn't necessarily want to put flowers on it. But these are from the Perfect Petals die set, and then this is from the Entwined Ivy, and I've just nipped little end pieces off, and I'm going to attach some of these up at the top. I think that's really, really lovely, but you just want to make sure that it's not going to interfere with where this little strap comes across. So I'm only going to put it on, the flowers on at one side. Now I really wanted to show you how to make a little crate that has this pattern cut into the side of it so that you can see through it. So I have taken this die and I've cut it out twice in craft card, and I have laid this die, because do you remember I told you at the start that this is a verso die and it doesn't have any outside cutting edges on it. So that means that whenever you are cutting this out, you can place that on there, and you can also take the corresponding one for the side. That would be this one, and pop that on there and run that through the die cutting machine like that, and that will cut the holes into that card for you, and it'll leave you a lovely little crate. Well, I'm going to just distress the sides of that just to ink it up a little bit. I've got some soft suede ink here and a little dauber, and I'm going to do this really, really lightly, but it's just to give a little definition around that edge, just to age that a little bit. And then I'll glue it together and it looks really, really lovely. I added the rest of the ivy that I had from this here, just and a few little flowers, one of these perfect petals, and a couple from the So Crafty set, I think it was. It was just sitting on my desk, but you could use any flowers that you have. And then I used some buttermilk crystal drops into the centre of that. And there's not an awful lot of ink in that, but I think it really takes it, and it really, really gives that a lift. And that turned out really lovely too. It's a really, really easy little thing to do. Now I have one more idea that I want to share with you, and then that's it. It's all up to you to use yours and see what you can do. So I've gone ahead already and die cut some of this and gone ahead and really put some of it together, because I thought I'd spent long enough doing all the other stuff and I didn't want the video to drag out too long. So we've got this full panel here, and on this bottom fold here, I didn't actually fold that over or crease it at all on that score line or this one. I just folded this one over and then the one that's in the middle of the two bottom panels. So you can see there are debossed lines both there and there, but I haven't used them at all. I've just left them flat. And then I have taken some paper from another little kit that was there at one stage, and I have cut out the little piece that goes along here. I've used 300 GSM card this time, and I've also gone ahead and cut out the little padlock in gold, and I've put a little magnet on the back of it, and I've folded this up, and in behind there where that would close, I've added another little magnet. Now I'm actually going to cover this one with another magnet, another lock of the same size. I'm going to glue that directly on there, and I've just taken a punch and punched a large circle to go over that one to cover that. I can leave the pegs on that just to hold that until the glue dries, and then I just want to put glue down the sides of this so that it makes a lovely little pocket, and I only need to put very, very fine glue down there, and then fold that up, and that's our little pocket made. I could set something on top of that, but again I'm going to go for my pegs. Now, I have gone ahead and cut out two little panels from the same paper that I used there for this little part, and I've cut those just to fit directly on there on the front and on the back. It's double-sided, so you could pick whichever side you like, but I think that floral one looks really, really well with that ivory. So I'm going to leave that just a second or two more for that glue to grab, and I wanted to make a little panel to create another little pocket on the back of that. So I've used the other decorative detail die from the set that I hadn't already used, and a plain panel from the set as well. I'm going to glue this one directly on top of this, and I thought it looked kind of like a faux embossing if I just keep it in the same colour, so I haven't gone ahead with a different colour on that, and I wanted to keep it quite subtle. Glue that directly on there, and that's my little pocket ready, and this should all be ready now. And then this is the little pocket, so I'm only going to put glue along here and here and here, and that's it, finished. So there we are, we've got a lovely little wallet that you can put a gift token or something in, or a lovely little card or a message. That will fit down in there. This closes with the magnet. Turn it over and you've got another little pocket there as well that you could pop something in. So I hope you've really enjoyed that. That's the end of my little video. I have my 3 lovely little boxes and a lovely little wallet, and I've enjoyed making them and I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very, very much. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, to do that and hit the notification bell. And again, I would ask you, if you have time, just to give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and it would really help my channel along if you leave me a little comment down below as well and let me know what you thought. So I will have my affiliate links to all of these products down below in the description of the video, and thank you very, very much to everybody who uses those as well. I do really, really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of your photos when you've made these up as well. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.